My name is Dr. Peter M. George. I'm the Chief Medical Officer, Surgeon in Chief, and one of the consultant obstetrics and gynecologists in the Republic of Liberia, within the stratas of doctors. I got involved in the work into the hospital when I got in contact with the Honorable Jerry Makung, who is the CEO of the Eastern Jerry Medical Center. At that time, I was the medical director of Kampala Rubber Corporation, and based on my qualification as a consultant, I was only doing clinical medicine at that time, so I needed to practice as an OBGYN. So when we met, he showed a lot of interest in me and his innovations and what he taught about the people. I thought that we have the same ideas, so I decided to change my assignment from Maryland to Nimba County to see how I can start something in Nimba County. And I started this hospital in the 1st of July 2016, and up till now. We started this facility with almost all the departments, with 2 medical doctors, myself, and one Dr. Miwase Waiwise, who is, she was a GP at that time. And when we started the facility, I strived to see how I can let her get a scholarship to do her residency. And today she's in the residency school, which the hospital is very happy for her. So after which they sent me Dr. Charles Manakwara, who came in as an EMOG. Here we call over there they call it a resident doctor. He was here with me on residency, and he went through his obstetric surgical procedures for 6 months, after which the government decided for him to stay with me. So he was with me. We moved the hospital for quite some time, and today we have other three doctors that are with us. Although he's not here, he's in the States, and I'm here with Dr. Jonas Kamara, who is also a general surgeon, and we trained a doctor who was also came for EMOG, Dr. Rosemary Tupe. She just left us 6 months ago. So, but both of us are still here managing the hospital since this time, the time I'm talking about, up to date. And within these times, we have tried in our own little ways to attract other international surgical volunteering organizations, like the Heine International, the Surgeons in Actions from Spain. The Heine International are from UK, and that of the Operation Give Back, which is the American College of Surgeons, which I am a fellow of the American College of Surgeons, the year 2018 graduate. I just graduated from my fellowship. You know, when I went for the fellowship, I met a lot of organizations to see how they can able to come in to help us in Liberia, because when you take a look at the country, we have less specialists, and we are looking for a lot of organizations to come in to help, but it is quite difficult because of the limitations in the country. So if I can get people who can come here, why especially doctors who want to come for medical students who are in final year residencies for general surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, internal medicine, pediatric, we have a very big hospital where they can get a lot of experience, and we can learn from them. They can also learn from us. We are looking for people like that. If we can get organizations that can also help us in terms of equipment, you understand, for example, like x-rays, like ultrasounds, like to equip our surgical theaters, to see how we can able to help our people in Liberia, we can also appreciate that. So basically, like what I was saying, we have all the departments here. We have we're doing general medicine, we have internal medicine, we have a pediatric department, we're doing obstetrics and gynecology, and we're doing that of general surgery, which we have general surgical departments, and we have doctors for all these departments. But presently, we are only 2 doctors on the ground, which are legitimate doctors for this facility, and all other doctors are being sent in by government, and then they come in for training, and once in a while they go back and government send other people for training. Well, basically the whole of Ganta city, when you look at the catchment population, I think Ganta is more than 22,800 catchment population when you take a look at it overall. You understand? And within the 22,800 population, we only have 2 regional or district referral centers, which Esther Njereli is 1, the Ganta Methodist is 2. And in Esther Njereli, we have 2 doctors. In Methodist, they have 2 doctors and few residents, just like here. So overall, in the whole of this district, where we have 22,800 population, we only have 4 doctors. Out of these 4 doctors, we only have 3 specialists to 22,800 population. 3 specialists. And these 3 specialists, we have our senior consultant. For me, I just became a consultant about months ago, which is Dr. Abbott Wiliko. He has been a senior consultant for us. So most of the time we consult him when we have difficult cases, because he has a lot of experience. He got a lot of people that come from the United States, a lot of people that come from Germany to conduct training in his hospital. So he has a lot of experience from these people. So if we can also have those opportunities to meet with different set of consultants that will come in to do different set of procedures and give an in-service training, you understand, will also be grounded to match up with his level, because within the next 3 years he'll be retiring and we'll be taking over the district to see how we can help our people. So we are pleading to international donors, or pleading to international organizations to see reason why they should come to Liberia, more especially in Nimba County at Esther Njereli Medical Center, to come and see what is happening, to see how they can be able to help us in terms of capacity building. We don't want money from them. We're looking for capacity building and maybe infrastructural development to come and see how they can equip the hospital, and we can for us able to serve our people. Help us in terms of equipment, help us in terms of medications, help us in terms of human capacity development, and we'll be happy. For me, I'm not looking for money for them. I'm looking for capacity building, because if you give me money, we can eat that money and finish. But if I've been capacitated in a way that I can help my people, I can be able to pass it on to other people. So at the end of the day, it's generation after generation. When I leave, other person take over me, they can be able to do more than what I am doing. So we are looking for people like that, so that we can be able to match up with the level of other doctors. So that is what we are pleading for at Esther Njereli Medical Center, so that we can get colleagues, senior colleagues in the States, in the United States, Germany, and other places, so that they can come in and help us holistically. Well, for the level of support, based on the hospital, as big as the hospital is, as you saw the hospital, we are almost very close, or more than 150 bed capacity, where we have 3 surgical theaters here, and we do right across general surgery and obstetrics emergencies. Government is giving us 250,000 United States dollars, and these 250,000 United States dollars is limited in terms of what we need to use this money for. And sometimes they don't give the money bulk, they give the money into stratas, wherein you request for it before they give it to you. We use this money to pay staffs, we use this money to do other basic things. We can't able to use this money to buy equipment because it is not enough. So this is how we use this money. And if it is every quarter before we request for this money. And these monies are used for basic things. For example, stationaries, for example, buy fuel for the generator we are running, which you took photos of, to buy fuel for the cars we are using to maintenance our cars, for international organizations that comes in to get food for them, to transport them on, and all the rest. So we are not really getting enough from government. But the basic, we are not charging patients. We only doing like a cost recovery from patients. So if we can get people who can come in and help in terms of infrastructural development, in terms of giving up equipment, in terms of building human capacity, giving in-service training, I think it will help us more, so that we can able to do more for the people of Nimba County, and more especially Liberia as a whole.
Let's talk a bit about the people who benefit from the hospital. If you were to do draw a radius around Nimba County, or is it just Nimba County? Like, how far do people come from to come here, and how do they get here?
it is really disheartening when we're talking about how people get here in terms of transportation. But it is quite very, very difficult. It is quite very difficult for patients to come. Some patients come from a place what we call Butu, Ban, and Zoge. Some people come from Guinea, Ivory Coast, way to the border side, coming here for surgery. Most of the time when we bring doctors for international free surgical missions, you understand? People pay $5,000 from Butu, Ban to come to this place, and they sit on motorbikes. If we have emergency obstetric surgeries, obstetric cases comes from places like Ban, sometimes the cars can get stuck in the mud. The roads are deplorable. Ambulances are not available. So these are also things we are looking at, where we get organizations who can able to help us with a mobile surgical unit. These are things we are really looking for. Mobile surgical units. Because if you have a mobile surgical unit, for example, in the form of a very good car, you can take it to district health posts, wherein are able to sit in a car to drive to those health posts and conduct surgeries, instead of you putting the patients in a hammock and bring them to a peripheral health unit to look for an ambulance to bring the patient to a regional referral center. So these are problems for us. The roads are very, very deplorable. So if we can get people who can able to help us with a mobile surgical unit, to help us with some ambulance services, I think it will help us more. Surgical supplies, it will help us more. So at the end of the day, we can able to do a lot of things for our people. So these are the way people get here on motorbikes. Ambulances are not enough. Within this whole region, it's only 2 hospitals that has ambulance, which is Esther and Jerry Medical Center and that of Methodist. Methodist ambulance, as we are talking, it is down. It is only our ambulance that is working. And if our ambulance is being overused, at the end of the day, if it got damaged, then the patients are going to be in an extreme problem. You will see pregnant women that will be on top of motorbike. They will take that patient on top of a motorbike to the nearest regional referral center, which is very, 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 very a bad situation, which is not supposed to happen like that. But it is happening because of where we find ourselves. The country is poor that we can't able to afford for medical. So we are pleading to organizations to see reason how they can help us in Liberia, more especially in Nimba County, because this is where we find ourselves, and we need to help our people the mere fact we decide to be doctors in this country.
So what I'm hearing from you is that the hospital is being self-funded.
Of course, yes, the hospital has been self-funded by the little amount we raise and the help of the district representative. We give him a plus, Honorable Jeremiah Kum. He's trying in his own way, but it is also difficult for him. He has a lot of things to do, but he's also trying in his own way to see how we can move on. So the little government is giving, if we have any other help, if even it is not money, but help in terms of equipment, help in terms of logistics, then we can able to move on with the little government is giving to us, which I'm very, very sure of.
Let's talk about staffing. Where do you get the staff from?
We have a lot of nursing schools, medical schools around here. We normally, if we need staff, we normally advertise for staffs, and we always employ staffs that are certified by the nursing board of Liberia and that of the Liberian Medical and Dental Council of the Republic of Liberia. So we get staffs in the country. And our doctors are registered with the Liberian Medical and Dental Council. Our nurses are registered with the Nurses Board of Liberia. Our physician assistants is licensed with the Liberian Board of Physician Assistants, and that is how we get staff. We do advertisement on the radio, on the newspapers, and all the rest, and we can able to hire staff for the facility.
On average, how much will you charge a patient? You say it's basically not a charge.
Yeah, basically for OPD registration for peace for children is like $50 Liberian dollars. Then $150 for adults, $150 Liberian dollars, which is less than $1 US dollars. You understand? That's what we charge for medication, except when people pay for their medication, then we'll be able to know. But it is always charged. It is always 2 times charged below the normal prices of what they do in pharmacies and other places. So we give only basic. Yeah, we charge for cost recovery because we need a revolving fund so that we can able to replace the medication. For now, we are not really charging, and we don't want to do that. So if we have organizations that will see reasons to come in and help, I think there are some areas we can able to declare free of charge medication. For example, for obstetrics, emergencies, for example, pregnant women, we can declare them free, and that of kids, we can also declare them free. Then we'll be only charging minimal cost for adults in terms of inpatients and outpatient OPD.
Let's talk a little bit about equipment. I went through the hospital and I saw some of the equipment, and some of them are pretty outdated or old, but you're still using them. How do you survive through that?
Yeah, that is what we have. We just, you got to use what you have. You don't have it, so whatever you got to do is what you have, you got to use. So with those photos, we are also pleading if donors or organizations who are ready to help hospitals, let them see reasons how they can able to help us with suction machines, with diatomy machines, with anesthesia machines of better quality, and then surgical lamps in the theater with better quality, and even surgical beds with better quality. We have duty-free certificate for that. We just need the material to be available. If even it is shipment, we can able to strive around to see how we can able to pay for shipment. If the equipments are here, we can able to free it from the port, because this hospital is a regional referral hospital. It's a legitimate hospital that has all the documentations that we can able to free any other material that is being sent for. So what we have is what we got to use. So there's nothing else we can do. But with all what we have that it is still outdated, we are still doing what we're supposed to do. So for me, if people see that, it should be a plus. And when I send you some of the videos, you upload them on the net, they will see how effective and what we are doing here, so that they will see reason why they're supposed to help us.
In terms of expansion, do you see this hospital moving into the rural areas where there's limited access to transportation?
Yes,
at some point?
Yes, I'm working on that. You can see when you call me today, I came way from Kokoya district, and Kokoya district, I went there to do I went there for a free surgical mission, as I told you. And the free surgical mission I went for right across general surgery. I did hernias, appendicitis, people, although it is not like when I met patients who are acute appendicitis, I decided to solve those problems. But they did recruitment for hernias of different classifications, and they did recruitment for uterine fibroids.
How do you get the supplies for all of that?
I get them, I pay for them myself. I have my organization we call the Liberian Medical and Surgical Volunteers. I created that organization. I did my article of incorporation. I registered my organization with the Liberian Medical and Dental Council, and that of the Liberian Business Registration. I have all the documentations. I believe in giving back to the people. I'm a medical doctor. If I'm looking for money, I'm not supposed to be here. But I think that I'm needed here in Africa more than being in places like Europe or America. So I prefer to be here to help the people. So if I have people who will listen to what I'm saying, and they see reason for them to help me to see how I can help my people, I think it is very fair for me. They can liaise with you and see how they can come for a labor market survey to come and see what I'm talking about. Whatever they want to see, we can make them see, and they will see reasons why they need to help Liberia. So those are the ways I raise money. I raise my fund from the salaries I make, and get surgical materials and go into the bushes and solve the problems of people. I've been in Sacré Comprehensive Hospital for 3 or 4 times where I've done over 300 to 400 free hernias, free general surgery right across of different classifications of problems. You understand? Out of my pocket. I didn't charge anybody. I'm not taxing anybody. If somebody feel that this young doctor is doing something that we need to help, if you want to help, it's good. But I'm not taxing anybody. But the only thing I'm saying, I'm pleading to people, I'm pleading to God-fearing people who are ready to help the poor nations, more especially Liberia, to see how they can able to help us to develop here, and so that we can able to serve our people.
You also mentioned to me at some point that sometimes you even use your salary when people come here, they can afford to pay for services sometimes, and you don't want them to be kept here. So you take money from your own salary to pay. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I can give you evidence after here. I've paid for a lot of patients. I don't even know their names. I'll give you evidence so that you can use that as a bullet point one day when you want to defend what is happening. I've paid for patients, more especially pregnant women who comes here for for cesarean sections. Most of the patients ambulance bring here, they come with obstructed labor, fetal distress, and all the rest. You understand? We operate them. At the end of the day, when we decide to discharge, they don't have money. The family don't have money. They come way from in the interior. They don't have $1 with them. So sometimes I don't know how people normally, maybe people tell them, oh, you go to the doctor. Then the doctor he always help people, you go to him. So people always come to me, oh doctor, I came here, I didn't able to pay my hospital bill, I want you to help me. So normally I can ask for my insurance form and fill in the insurance with their names. I say give it to the general administrator, let them take it from my salary. I can tell you I need to pay 75,000 Liberian dollars out of my salary for this year bill, for the whole year, this year. That is my outstanding bill for this year. And I'm going to pay that money on Monday because I'm sure the Miafa I'm working here, I'm going to start another bill by January. So I don't want next year bill to come and meet this old bill. So I'm going to clear up that on Monday. Maybe on Monday will be holiday. Monday or Tuesday, I can clear that up. Then we can start from there again. I will not relent. I will continue to help my people, because when I pay these bills for the people, when they pray for me, the blessing is what is behind me, that keep giving me the spirit to continue what I'm doing. And I will continue to do it. I will not relent. I always tell them over the radio that I was born to be a doctor, and I was born to serve them, and I will continue to serve them no matter what. I'm not looking for money. I'm looking for what I can bring to the people that will make the people happy. Because when I decided to become a fellow of the American College of Surgeons, I told the Operation Give Back, a society which I joined, which is part of the American College of Surgeons, which we call them Operation Give Back. I told them I'm joining Operation Give Back because I want to give back to my people. And I have one thing I always say: when you are very trustful to the Western people, they always count on you. And I will make sure I do what I'm supposed to do for the people of Liberia. So most of my colleagues I came up with, we see reasons why they should come here to help me. As we are talking, in January 26, I'm expecting surgeons from Spain. They're coming to do thyroid surgery and that of hernia. And they are coming from the European Society of Endocrine Surgery. You understand? If the European Society of Endocrine Surgeons can come to me, I think if the Americans see that one of their colleagues, who is a trained surgeon, a fellow from the American College, they should see reason why they should help. They should come in and help. So I'm pleading to colleagues, I'm pleading to organizations to come in and see how they can boost my ideas and see how they can help us in Liberia. It is really very important to see reasons why Liberia should be helped in terms of medical.
I see you're a very young doctor, and some people might want to know what got you into this profession.
Well, basically, in December 24th, a few days from now, I'll be 38 years. I was born 39 years. I was born 1979, December 24th. I decided to become a medical doctor because my grandfather died from hernia. My mother told me that my grandfather died from hernia because the doctor delayed. And since then, my mother vowed that even if she she died, I should become a medical doctor. And I stood up on that and make sure I press to the actual way that I was able to fit within. Because to become a doctor is not an easy thing. You have to get a lot of courage. Although any other normal person can be a doctor, but it takes you a courage. It takes you a lot of time for you to acquire to become a doctor, and more especially to reach the level in not only to become a doctor. So since that day, I vowed that I'll make my mother proud, I'll make my father proud, and I told them that before I become 40, I must become a recognized medical doctor in my country of birth. And today I've done that. The Liberian Medical and Dental Council of this country recognized me, and if the American board can recognize me, then there's nothing else I need to do. It's just to work hard and save my people. So that was that was the main reason why I became a medical doctor. I never wanted to be, but I think it was my calling to become a doctor. I wanted to be an engineer, an electrical engineer, because I used to know mathematics and physics when I was in school. But when my mother said, no, your grandfather died from hernia because the doctor delayed to come to hospital, we begged him, he still delayed because of whatever. You must be a doctor. And indeed, I make them proud, and today I'm a medical doctor. So that was the reason I became a medical doctor.
Lastly, and I'm going to ask you two questions in one. A lot of young people, your age or my age, will probably right now be looking for better opportunities, whether here or somewhere else around the world, but you're still here doing what you do because you love it. Someone watching this might be curious to know what's the drive, why are you still here, despite all of these challenges. Most young people often in remote situations like this might be challenged to stay. In your case, you're still here. And then the second part of my question is, and will be the final, is that what would you say to people watching this from all around the world, not just the United States? How can they support E&J Medical Center in Ganta City, and how can they reach you? Are there alternative means of reaching you?
Okay. I told you before that I'm not needed in America. America has thousands of doctors. I'm not needed in Europe. Europe has millions or thousands of doctors. There is no European who will come to a black man like me for medication. Neither American doctors are practicing holistically. When you get outside here, you know that doctors are practicing to get money. I am not practicing to get money. I repeat that again. And I'm telling you that I will never go to America to practice. The reason is I'm needed here. It is very difficult to check right around Liberia today. For obstetrics and gynecologists, we don't have up to 5. A whole country. For general surgeons, we don't have up to 10. For orthopedic surgeons, we don't have up to 2. We only have one orthopedics in this whole country, which is Dr. Robert Puto. You understand? For internal medicine, I need to check, but we don't even have some. There is no specialist in this country. So we the few specialists that are helping the people. If we run away and leave the people, then why you became a doctor for? To go to America to do what? So if I see Africans living here, say I'm going to America to go practice or to go look for money, it's a shame on Africans. There is no American who will leave America to come practice in Liberia for money. If they can see Americans coming to volunteer to help Africans, that tells you that Africa need help. So we that are supposed to help Africa, we need to stay in Africa and help Africans. And I can tell you one of the reasons why the American College of Surgeons decided to to award me as a fellow of the college is because of the passion I have for my country and the passion I have for my job. If that is not it, I'm not supposed to be here. So I tell you again, I will never go nowhere. I prefer to stay. I'm not looking for opportunities. Stay here. I'm a king in my country. I go everywhere, people call me doctor. I go America, nobody call me doctor. Because I've never seen they call anybody doctor in America. You doctor, they call you by your name. But in Liberia, they call me doctor. And I'm respected anywhere I go. Where kings have to sit is where I sit. So I prefer to be here to serve my people. I enjoy serving my people instead of going out to get more, to look for money. I work here. Government pay me or whoever pay me. They don't cut no tax from me. I go to America, I will leave all my money there. At the end of the day, I come here as a pauper. But I can tell you that any American doctor can come in my country. I can never be responsible for them. I have benchmarking. I have benchmarks on all those things. I will give you evidence of all the things. All the international surgeons I've been here in this country. I pay for their feeding and everything. They pay for their flight fee and their lodging. I feed them and everything. It comes from my pocket. The hospital does not have money, based on the little money I make, because I'm not paying no tax to anybody. So this is one of the reasons I see it necessary to stay here. You understand? And the reason, like what you asking, why people, how people should get onto me. It is very easy for people to get onto me. I'm registered to a lot of international organizations. You can get onto me through the Eastern General Medical Center website. You can get onto me through the American College of Surgeons, fellows of the American College of Surgeons, international fellows. You can get onto me. You can get onto me through the Heine International United Kingdom. You can get onto me through the Surgeons in Action, Spain. You understand? I will name a few doctors like Dr. Kingsnode, Professor Kingsnode from UK, Dr. Caesar from Spain. You know, you can get onto me from all those people. When you log in, when you Google all these international organizations I'm talking about, you can able to know a lot about me. Or you just Google Peter M. George, Eastern Jerry Medical Center. You can get a lot of information about me. You know, it would give you a lot of details about me that you can able to reach me as quick as possible. The website will be there. You can do donations. You want to come and volunteer, you can get to the website, you log in, we can get your information, so we can make arrangement, we can get license for you. It is not anything. There's nothing we can do in this country. Basically, the mere fact we want to help the people of Liberia, there's no door we can knock, the door will not open. The door must open. So these are some of the ways you can get onto me. You can get onto me through the Liberian Medical and Dental Council or the Liberian College of Physicians and Surgeons. You can get onto me. There are a lot of professors there who are senior colleagues for us. They know me, although I'm a very small young doctor, but they know what I'm capable of doing and they know what I can do. So you can get onto me in a lot of ways that you can come here and see how you can able to help me here and we're able to continue. You can get onto me through Dr. Daros Maggi, who is the CEO and the founder of the West African Fistula Foundation. He was here about a few months ago. I'm expecting him to come back, and which I'm sure one day when he see this thing, he will see how determined I am to make sure Eastern Jerry Medical Center reach the peak it's supposed to reach.
And do you have an email?
Yes, I have my email. My email is drpmgeorge. Dr like a doctor, M like Matthew, G which is like George. George, Georg 1979 @gmail.com is my email. Shit again and again and again and again.